the Budweiser company. Budweiser, Mrs. Budweiser, which was Chip, that rode and drove the hydroplane races in Columbia Center Boulevard, which is connecting to the Columbia River. High services for the July final heat, and also the preheat, and also the starting of hydroplane races, putting the fence line up, and that's Conger, Lamb Weston. Lamb Weston used to be Tater Boy from Pasco, Washington, branched out to Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, and Kennewick, Finley Bowles Road. Budweiser ranches, they have a business, Budweiser, in Kennewick, downtown Kennewick, by Layrite, which is a brick company. Next to the brick company is a Budweiser company, just like this. Budweiser has been around, Miss Budweiser has been around 1972. Originally of the hydro place races and the turbines that they got. And those aviation turbines combined to be aviation turbines, and the future generations to come, centuries to come, generations to come. And of course, this is Ajmer Singh Nijjar, Ajmer Singh S-A-N-G-H, Nijjar, N-I-J-J-A-R. Cimaron 5 INC, banquet, party, restaurant, bar, motel, and that is also government services and Government Way in Seattle, Washington. And that's Nandar, the daughter, that's Farm Insurance, Government Way, India Cuisine, and also the, how would you put it, a India Cuisine at Cimaron 5 INC, banquet, party, restaurant, bar, motel. Chinese restaurant, Chinese restaurant, gourmet, and also, don't forget, they will become a West Side Pizza, and it was a West Side Pizza. Now we have a Freda Courthouse on C Street called George Washington's house. Ajmer Singh Nijjar, and also my grandmother Lola and John. Lola Hernandez, she's on the plaque, and she's on the front cover of George Washington House on 42th Street and C Street. Melissa Midnight, the assessor. Larissa Perez, Kirk Kessinger, Human Resources Coordinator, and also Melissa Midnight. She got elected for 4 years because I sit there and deliberate and I'll submit and fax all information from Andy Miller's office. 509-735-3591. Fax is 509-736-3066. 530-736-3066. And that's Warden, Washington. Lamb Weston, Scone Connor, and also Washed Potato and Lamb Weston. Don't forget Mrs. Butter, and that's Chip. And Boeing this is Boeing International Airport. Boeing is here, and this is Budweiser. Now, Chip's been in the area for a long duration of time, and same with Donald Trump. He had a bankruptcy and overhaul and divorce because of Evanka and Roberta Barela talking to Chip, Boeing, and also the bodacious Mr. Frost. Mr. Frost is the PBR, and that's Jessica at the residency with the Budweiser Chip, and that is Chip for the Miss Budweiser Chip. The Budweiser hydroplane races in the garage on 1313 West Grand Ronde, and that's Earl with a citation, X11 citation 6-speed standard V6 V8 X11, and that's the most updated equipment they got for the citation Chevys. For the and that's Earl, and that's Jessica, and that's bodacious is her, and he's not by himself. Left a daughter behind. He died from a bull killing him, and during that process they raised Jessica in the PBR circuit, and she ownerships and apprenticeships programs, steel programs, welding programs, and also liquor reactor, and also Mrs. Budweiser, Mrs. Budweiser, Miss Budweiser championships are moved on to the circumstances, and this is India. Mother and father from India, they all have the corporates with the Navy Department, the most powerful Navy Department, and they have more the nuclear power reactors, and the government services on the government land is our land. I have no criminal background, no driver license suspended, no revokes, no criminal record. And I called Andy Miller to have it show up the appearance at his services at Freda Courthouse. And that is Andy Miller, and that's Ajmer Singh Nijjar, and that's Airport Grocery Mart. They also pick up on the mother and father and shipments of FedEx, UPS, and the Boeing. Mr. Chip had sex with Roberta Barela, but Donald Trump loved having sex with Roberta Barela because they had a divorce with the original home trophy wife, because I was the most powerful man on the planet on the squat rack. Melissa McKnight competed in United States of America competitions on Olympia. Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger 7 times Olympia. And that's Mr. Felix Barela working out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. In the background you see Joe Robertson with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And we have a Budweiser company in Kennewick, Washington. Come to find out, I have a Ford Mustang 5-speed GT 1983 State Patrol, most powerful State Patrol Ford Mustang on the planet. Also the Camaro State Patrol units in California. And this is a Budweiser plant. This is the only thing left of the Budweiser, Miss Budweiser, and Mr. Chip from Boeing. He moved into an internship, moved into a professional move with Boeing. Aviation, removal of the remains of Columbia Park, which is Todd Story, the sheriff units, and also the work crew. And the work crew services they got with the Benton County Justice Department. Andy Miller, Andy.Miller, CEO, Benton Watch, 509-735-3551. And that's Fabian Barela, that's Cruz, Samuel, Daniel Hernandez, Samuel Daniels, Maria Hernandez, Maria Diana Hernandez, and also Steven Hernandez. Steve is in Fresno, and Samuel, he has no legs. Daniel has no legs, no vision, they have teeth, no teeth, they have dentures. Virginia has no teeth, they have dentures. They have no fingers, they have no eyes, no toes, no legs. And they managed to come back to Kennewick and serve Fabian Barela, Cy Hernandez, and Cy left Diana and Hernandez, and also Samuel Cruz Hernandez. That's the United States Marine Corps. And Fabian and also Samuel Cruz Hernandez took Cy Hernandez's vehicle, and it used to be called Budweiser. They drove it through the parking lot and egged the plant, egged the processes, and they also took out the services and this military staff, took them all out and moved them to a funeral service, and they took the Impala. Now they got Chevy Impalas for the enforcement agencies in Franklin County, and they promised to have the obligations and restitution paid in full to Cy Hernandez by working it off at Tater Boy, Charlie Cox, Balcommo, which is Spudneck Parkman, and also Mr. Ronald E. Cox, Chief Justice Department and the Appeal Office in Seattle, Washington. That's Bill Gates. And Roberta Barela and Mr. Bodacious has left a daughter behind, Jessica, abandoning her at 1313 West Grand Rondi, leaving her. She owns the PBR and also Errol and also the, of course, Frost. Anyway, she left the daughter, and then also Queen's Gate has a renovation for the nuclear reactor containment for the ships. And the ships moved on to continue raising the children at the welding program called Apollo on 1313 West Grand Rondi. But don't forget Mr. Baja and Leonard Bambach and Daryl Johnson, also the services they provide. Mr. Eric Benson, substituting as Marine Corps substitute, but of course, Mr. Manis, Olive Garden in Yakima, Washington, which is Hernandez Prosecuting Office in Yakima, Washington. Even the military staff downgrade all individuals that have these services, of any kind of services, not available to the public, and they do not get socialized, deal with our Washington Bar Association Tobacco Firearm Department, because they got disbarred. And that bar number and that association is exposed. Mr. Andy Miller, Washington Bar Association, filed complaints on all individuals that have no associations with their connections, because this is Budweiser. Mr. Delp and also Mrs. Phelps and Mrs. Phelps and Mrs. Delps and then Mr. and Mrs. Phelps, and continue on their services. We'll go visit Grandfather and Grandma Kandar and the daughter, Kandar. She has the Government Waste Services and Farm Insurance Company. And that's $10 worth of we'll just pick it up later and write it off. Because Fabian's a real big guy. Since he moves the cremator and the bodies around, they're trying intimidating everybody that comes in here. They say he has a record. There ain't no record. They lie to people. The mother and father and also Eric Benson got fired. Daryl Johnson got fired. Lambert got fired. Elio and Homer got fired. And also Sean Logan got fired. Elio and Homer got fired too. Mr. State Patrolman Soderman and the mausoleum, they took the headstone plot and also Joni's tattoo shop off because they got fired too. Now, Mueller's funeral home is Jay Mueller, Amy Mueller, Highlands Middle School, and also the LDS Church, the President's office, and also the Vice President's office. I take the bus route all the way to Freda to see Melissa Knight, and also the prosecutor's office, Jennifer's office. Now, Jennifer's office, the prosecutor's office is upstairs, and also the Human Resources, Larissa Perez, and also, don't forget, Kurt Kessinger, have the services for human resources available online. And also the $10 amounts. I buy a lot of stuff here at the indie grocery store because mother and father have services. They have services because I'm here, and Donald Trump can walk around. And at that time, he's a millionaire. He's a billionaire now. Filed bankruptcy and had a divorce, and Vok and Roberta Barela could talk, so that settlement's taken care of. That's the prosecutor's office. That's 712 Justice Department, $2 billion. So she's hounding Donald Trump for $2 billion. Now he's on his feet. He's a billionaire. And they had a natural disaster in California. That was an earthquake. And then they had the tsunami, which is another disaster. And now they created a business trade for import, exports, and service. We have an oil company, a ranch here in Moses Lake, and also an oil company on the property, and I can run, exercise, and corporate. This is BKC28949. Now this is the services they provide at India store. And they have a large amount of services available here, and they always have a congruently backup plan, saving account, checking account, and also inquiry and business account, UBI number 602720. Kandar, grandfather, grandmother, she's no more longer with us, so that's a sad thing how to but she's still alive in many ways, alive in many ways, touching, growing, cultivating, raising, mumu raising ganja and a Vok. Vok grew into a submission hold, as in a law department. I'm born October 21st, 1972, a Libra, practicing law from day one. Breathing, eating, reading, accounting, math, and law books. Day one. That's Andy Miller. He's in law, and that's Washington State University. Seth is Washington State University. Me, I'm at California, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Cal Poly State Aviation Company, the most powerful engineering compound and training facilities in the world, and also UCLA, Stanford University, and also the Harvard University combatants for training minute courts in India, transitions and of training and tutoring skills as moderating. The highest score you can get is a 2400. Those test scores are always recorded when you test. Testing for 2400 is excellent, especially on those test scores. The highest test score is 2400, but nobody has scored that high before and got a higher score until it's revealed when you score a maximum score of 2400, you will have to be engineered and positioned in scholarships or entrepreneurships, or when you have an investment, or you, like me, got hit by a truck on Broadway Division and inherited property, and you're on an oil company, and they purposely hit you, and they're provoking trying to stimulate you and distract you, and you're not distracted in doing your studies, you're not distracted in doing your therapy. Like I got hit by a truck, and I also got attacked by a police officer December 3rd, 2018, and September 27th on Friday, September, and also that duration of punishment, anguish, and services they have is still existing. And mother and father and their children lost weight and stress, and they have mental anguish. Ivanka has mental anguish. Donald Trump has mental anguish, and also Melania Trump, and also Bill Gates has some anguish, and also Jessica. She owns a PBR, and she's my play the saxophone. I play the bass guitar, acoustic guitar, have the drums, pearl drums, and also snare drums, and any kind of drum instrument. Play the flute, habu. I play the oboe and the flute, and also the saxophone, and also the piano, and acoustics, bass, guitar. And those services, they anguish and pain, and so anyways, they're trying to stop people from dealing with see me at Mueller's Freedom Home. We have ballot forms, signatures, last names, credit cards, checking accounts, and also city hall ordinances, which is your payments, sewer, water, and also electricity, Vista Utilities, Benton PUD, Franklin County, Seattle, Spokane. You have statements and track records through bank systems, FDC, Google passwords, Microsoft company, and it's never ending. Never ending. There's never ending story when you have a business license and you try to better yourself and others, known for the fact they try to take advantage of your mother and your father, and also your neighbors and your living household family members. One way or another, they have a backlash, and I definitely never filed banks in my life, and I definitely never retaliated or threatened nobody, knowing the fact I'm here now, and I'm here at International and Budweiser. Have witnesses all through. Now it's billions. It was millions. Now it's billions of testimony. This is Airport Grocery Mart, 6389 Patton Road, and it's only it's only convenient. You got to be real nice, which is always a plus here in, especially India. Mother and father raising mother, father, and grandfather, and Mumu and Ganja. Oh yeah, our grandfather and grandma. She's dead, but you know what? She's still alive. All those seeds, John Deere company equipment, the 97 STS, the Sputnik, the Lockwood, the Harvester, the Milestones, the serial numbers, the investments, policies, the gold, the silver, platinum, the diamonds, all that engineering work, all that flooring, rebuilding the housing, rebuilding the offices, faxing information straight to the administration office. There's no, she ain't dead. She's still alive. And we're at the George Washington House. We always put everything on the portraits on the monument, and that's National Archive System, and that's all accurate information. I don't play. I take blood test and hair follicle. I don't play no games. I don't play no games at all. You got it? You got it?
Yeah, last time you got me.
I know. I went all the way back to Kennewick and I go to court, and then I waited and waited and said, well, oh yeah, I remember that was. The next day I went to Kennewick. Oh, you want, can I give you, did you throw that one away? That one?
Yeah, this is old, very old.
Can you take cash and Quest? I do 5 and then do 2 and 8. Can I do $2 and $8? Or no, credit card. Can you do credit card?
Credit card for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to see if I get money on my, see how much money on this.
Credit card? No.
I think, just try that and see how much I got on that. I don't know if I got 2 or I got 5. And I'll give the rest on whatever I need to pay on cash.
Cash money?
Food. Says that amount. I'll tell you how much is it. Should say decline and give you amount what's on account, and then we take that out of account.
$3.
Okay. Take 3 out of it. Now you know what's in there. We'll take 3 out of it, and I'll give you cash or credit card.
Credit card? You give me one card, any card.
Take $3 out of that. Now we know it's $3.
No,
in
only
there.
one card is right. Transaction on one card.
Only one. Oh. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. We got another credit card. Yep. Forgot I had the burger or something. The other 2, forgot. Good?
Yeah.
All signed?
Fine.
Good. Pen. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. This is the beautiful India. India of India, which is Pakistan and India. Also Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Othello, Moses Lake. And don't forget Quincy. Don't forget Royal City, Othello, Washington. City Hall, Moses Lake at 411, 401, and also business office in Seattle, which is Kim Wayman, Secretary of State. She's right in Freddie Courthouse upstairs, making arrangements and appointments upstairs with Melissa Knight, the auditor, and also don't forget Amir, A.J. Amir, Singh, S-A-N-G-H, Nair, N-I-J-J-R. And don't forget Grandpa and Grandma, and Mumun Ganja and Evanka, of course, doing the 1090s. She's a Roberta Barela and Mumun Ganja and Grandpa and Grandma can talk. They can talk. They all can talk.